Centuries of wars, endless internal conflicts, and depleted resources. By the 5th century, the Roman Empire could no longer bear this burden alone. The solution was division. The East, with its wealth and order, continued to be ruled from Constantinople, while the West, having lost almost all of its strength, clung desperately to Ravenna. But the truth was clear: the Western Roman Empire had already collapsed from within. The city of Rome was no longer the heart of the world. Its population had declined. Its former splendor was fading. Yet the Senate building, monumental structures, and Christian bishops still kept the memory of the past alive. These symbols, however, were not enough to stop the barbarian groups that had settled on Roman lands. For years, Germanic soldiers who fought in the name of Rome, the Foederati, had become part of this system. One of them was Odoacer, a man who knew how to take advantage of the chaos of the time. On September 4th, 476, Odoacer marched on Ravenna with his army. The city fell, and the young emperor Romulus Augustus was deposed. At first glance, this might have seemed like just another barbarian attack, something Rome had endured many times before. But this time was different. Behind Odoacer stood not only Germanic warriors, but also Roman soldiers who had lost all hope in Rome. Moreover, Odoacer was not a leader from completely outside the Roman order. He had served Rome and been shaped by its laws. The lands and wages promised to the soldiers had gone unpaid for years. The state treasury was empty, and pledges had become meaningless. The fall of Ravenna was in many ways the result of these long-standing frustrations. Even when Odoacer was proclaimed king by his troops, he acted cautiously. He didn't claim the imperial title. Instead, he chose to appease the Eastern Roman Empire. By persuading the Senate, he sent the symbols of the Western Empire to Constantinople. The message was clear. There is no longer any need for a second emperor. Emperor Zeno accepted this. He formally recognized Odoacer and proclaimed him king of Italy. Thus Odoacer became not a rebel, but a legitimate ruler governing in the name of the emperor. What is striking is this: the empire had collapsed, but the state continued to live on. The Senate still functioned, taxes were collected, and courts applied Roman law. There are even records of repairs to the Colosseum. It was as if Rome had not fallen at all. Yet for the people, this was not a peaceful era. Farmers continued to work their fields. Craftsmen paid their taxes, and life went on in the cities. Still, everyone felt that the old world would never return. Romans were both Roman citizens and subjects of a Germanic king, an existence caught in between. The deposed Romulus Augustus, meanwhile, survived in an unexpected way. He was only 15 years old. Odoacer did not kill him. Instead, he granted him a comfortable exile in Campania, along with a pension. It was an unusual act of mercy in Roman history. What followed was inevitable. Rivals were eliminated, new powers rose. Eventually, the Eastern Roman Empire sent the Ostrogothic king Theodoric against Odoacer. After years of warfare, Theodoric killed Odoacer in Ravenna in 493, and became the sole ruler of Italy. Thus, Rome did not change hands overnight, nor through a single great catastrophe, but almost quietly. One emperor departed, a king arrived. And for those who remained, life continued in the shadow of a fallen empire.